I mean, I knew he was funny from the script, and that's always comforting, just to go into something that you know that you can rely on what's on the page. But David Koepp is an incredible note giver. He can come into a scene and make the most subtle, short sentence adjustment, and it can change the whole tone of the scene in a way that you can feel as the actor, like, oh, now I got it. This is the funniest it'll be.
Okay, ready? And action.
Good morning, Dr. Pincus.
Hi.
Don't anticipate any difficulties today. We'll have you up and on your feet in no time.
I mean, we definitely went by the script and everything, but he sort of didn't have a specific way the character had to go, so we sort of talked about it and kind of found our own way to take it, and then that sort of changes things when you start shooting.
That's not normal.
Well, I mean, what's normal, really? You know?
Well, not having side effects, hallucinations, Did anything unusual happen during my procedure?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
You said yes first.
No. It's what I ended with.
When Kristen and Ricky are at the desk, it was a very short scene, but we came up with the idea of interrupting each other. That was the day where I felt like I was most seriously in danger of losing control of my bladder. I really just thought that was hysterically funny because it was utter nonsense of people just stammering over each other.
Well, my procedure. What?
Come.
He pretty much let us play for the entire time that I was here, which was so great.
As a dentist, you could do an awful lot of good in the developing world. They're in desperate need of modern dental care.
Modern dental care, you believe this guy?
Billy Campbell is great and hilarious in a part that could easily be utterly thankless. What he's supposed to do is be the perfectly acceptable alternative to Gwen. You know, ideal in almost every respect, except she doesn't love him.
Richard is the new boyfriend of Taya's character, Gwen, and I don't know, I think he's a little self-involved and maybe a bit self-righteous. And we get the impression that it's really self-aggrandizing. As I said before, Doctor, it's private. I really would like to keep this on a professional footing.
Yes, please.
At any given moment, you will be certain, if you're watching me in a scene with Ricky, that I am clenching my buttocks in an effort not to laugh.
What?
It's my daughter.
Yeah, you mentioned something about that.
She won't speak to her sister, her only sister.
The thing about ghost stories is they ultimately are very emotional because they involve loss and longing. And Dana Ivy's character has a very simple thread, which is that her children are having a feud that's breaking her heart, and it could so easily have been otherwise. And I just really find that touching.
I didn't know the letter went under the carpet. She never got it.
My God, you're boring, aren't you?
You know, I think wherever there's real humanity, there's humor, even in a dark subject. And I think that's what he's been able to find. It's funny, and it's sweet, and it's very human. And it helps us all to laugh at it, because we're laughing at ourselves, really.
I dotted the I with a little love heart.
You were happy to be alive, right?
It's funny. It's a really good comedy, isn't it? Gia laughed, didn't you? Yeah. What was your favourite bit? Anything with me in it? The others didn't ruin it. We had to do their shots as well. They've got to be in it. I just can't be talking to myself for an hour and a half, can I? What? That would have made it better. You cheeky thing. What will Greg Kinnear say?
You know what? Just kill it. No, kill it. Kill the whole thing.
Well, you know, the story starts with this absurd twist on the Greg Kinnear character while he's still alive, almost getting hit by an air conditioner. So we have to work that out. That's pretty tricky. We had to drop an air conditioner. He jumps back. He thinks he's dodged a bullet, and then a bus, whacks into him. And it's all done in one shot. And he's knocked out of frame. His coat wafts down. He wanders back into frame, and people walk through him. So that put us, to the test, as usual, on Madison Avenue. So, I mean, that was fun to try to do.
Early on, I thought, you can either go the effects movie route or the romantic comedy route. I decided on the romantic comedy route. We have a few effects, just enough to tell our story. And, I wanted to keep them very simple.
You got a sec?
Ghost rules are pretty much established throughout literature, and you can't mess with them. We can't see them, except certain gifted people can. They can walk through things. They pretty much follow ordinary rules of physics, except they can't affect physical objects. The way you depict that in your movie is open to interpretation a little bit more. You know, if you sneeze inexplicably on the street, you probably walked through a ghost. That was a new bit of lore that we threw in.
Bless you. Why are you dressed like that? Were you a maitre d'?
I'm gonna ignore that, okay? You wear what you died in. At least I look nice.
Greg Kinnear's character is dead, and, you know, popular ghost lore seems to be that you wear what you died in. I wanted to put him in this tuxedo so that he would immediately stand out in any scene. And he also seemed in a way then like the movie's host. It was sort of like he's the host of an awards show, and he's come to usher us through the film.
The dead have a lot of unfinished business, which is why we're still here.
You go through the movie thinking that it's the ghosts who have unfinished business, when in actuality it's the living that are hanging on to the ghosts.
All this stuff about ghosts having unfinished business, it's us that are unfinished.
They don't stick around because they have unfinished business. They're dead. There's no business left to finish. Ghosts stick around because we don't let them go. And that's kind of the way it is in life with relationships. You know, the ghost of an old relationship is sticking around because you're not letting it go, not because it won't leave.
There has to be someone alive who's still holding on to some unfinished business with the ghost. So really the earliest ghost David felt would be from, you know, maybe the 1940s forward. So we did a few period ghosts, but he really felt that there would be more ghosts around from the recent past.
Yeah, we had all kinds of ghosts. We had the World War II nurse.
Are you speaking to me?
Who had a wonderful nurse's uniform on. We had construction guys.
He can see us? Oh, that guy?
We had a motorcycle guy.
But that's nuts!
There were so many different kinds of ghosts, all walks of life, in various states of dress and undress.
Well, you know, operating on the rule you wear what you died in, not everybody wears clothes to bed. And naked guy, I really don't want to know how he died. That's his business, but, you know, he was naked.
Is now a good time?
Is everything okay?
She's really cute. Oh, don't.
Oh, and then there was Naked Guy, and we had weeks of fittings. No, really, actually, all we had to do was come up with a pair of nude briefs for the poor man to stand on Fifth Avenue in the freezing